Hello everybody, welcome back. It's 8 o'clock on the 31st of May, today is a Saturday. Hello Fernicar, battle cruiser operational, giving Kirk a wave. Hello again, Full Dive Media, how are you doing today? I'm doing great. We're just letting YouTube catch up with what reality is. But yeah, lots of stuff has happened in the last 24 hours. That's how I should open up the show. Something like that. Anything could happen in the last 24 hours. It's like Thunderbirds. But if you're watching live or you're watching later, don't forget, we do have a Discord and there is a join link in the description. And what are we looking at today? We're looking at LORA training. A lot of people are saying to me, yeah, civet, but civet. What about other things? Okay. So we'll take a look at some local stuff last if we have time, or that'll be tomorrow. But what we'll be looking at right now is a whole bunch of my favorite LORAs retrained with 8 H100s in record time. So what would have taken Civet 24 hours is done in 4 minutes. And if you've seen my Sharona, that's a pretty good Sharona. That's not bad. It's about right. That would be GKG Rifleman, which is actually used in combination with Empire Style. I actually use these two together at the same time with the same prompt. They're trained on the exact same prompts and images. It's just a different trigger to get a different effect. But these might be different prompts I used for testing though, just for the record. And yeah, the leg strength. I've tested in 1-to-1. And then we've also got Thora retrained. Now, the last thing I did was set up a Not the True World retrain, because that's like, and this isn't the light version which is currently published, this is the full version. Now the funny thing about this is it says, we recommend a minimum of 10 images, and then down the bottom it says, aim for 10 to 20 images. I've given it 586, which is way more. I said some of my favourite Fernica. Yeah, these are some of my top LORAs. Do you know what? I'm still searching for the Cyber Society dataset. So it might become like Ultimate Limited Edition. I see dragons oversharing again. But welcome everyone. So glad you could join me. So what we're going to be doing is we're going to be doing a whole bunch of image generation, which is nice. And I'm going to do like a kind of side-by-side thing in a minute. But so that we can see the images for the whole thing, you know what I mean? But yeah, like I said, it trained my Empire Style. I just generated a quick image to see what the outputs are like, and yeah, to be fair, because you've got to remember, Empire is unrefined. It hasn't actually had its version 1. This is all version 0 stuff, which is nice, but there may be some strange captions, and I did find a few. It said, this is an image from Death Stranding. I was like, is it? Okay. But that's okay, we're all friends here. Like I said, welcome everyone. Scuffed Epoch, I am Drift Johnson. For the next couple of hours, we are going to be doing an open door generative media stream. It's like a live show we do every day at 8 o'clock. And it's my pleasure. See, the guidance scale is super low, guys. But then I guess this is Flux Dev. Yeah. But anyway, whoops, no, not that too. I would just change the aspect ratio from 1-to-1 to like anything else. I bet 16:9 does a better job. Death Stranding. It's the walking simulator from Hideo Kojima. Yeah, that's good. They've all got blocky heads. The leader has a different head shape. That one needs to be... That's an error. But other than that, it's... Yeah. You can see the warships in the background. Yeah. Robot Empire dudes. Some of them are like, not sure if they're 1 or 2 heads, I guess, some of them, but yeah, that's not bad. Hold up. Oh my goodness. I'm not clicking that many times. Let's try upping the CFG. One thing that was nice with the video stuff, which we're going to look at in a minute, because I sort of like off stream published a bunch of video models which you haven't seen yet, so we'll take a quick, won't generate because it just so much time gets lost waiting for videos to generate. See, that's nice. See, all I did was put it to 3.5. Let's try and get a portrait shot. I reckon 3 to 4. And this is a group. It says a group. So I could say depicts a character. It depicts a character in a dystopian setting. The central figure is surrounding this figure. Nope. Just wipe that out. The background is foggied. Showing. Revealing. Okay. Revealing a massive scale hulking air fortress with an industrial or post-apocalyptic style incorporating. Can you say incorporating? Incorporating large structures and machinery which is faintly visible. Yeah. It's very important to test the LORAs. Ooh, baby. That's what I'm talking about. There it is. Super cool. Do I get to change? Let's see what... Let's see. I trained it on that seed. Let's see what we get. Ooh, there's an output quality. Not relevant for PNG. Okay. Wait. Oh. Yeah, I want the PNG. Damn it. I have to go again. Okay. So like I say, guys, a couple of things we got lined up tonight. This is number 1. Retrain of all the models. So cool. We're not going to look at that one. We're going to get into that a bit later. Hypership. Looks cool. Going to check it out. Still waiting for this one to prepare because it is a 1 GB data set. This is a really large data set I'm forcing in here. And to be honest, they have another one which gives you more options. But the thing is, this has got all kinds of tricks. Can we see the README without killing it? Yeah, right. So check this out. Wait, come on, tell me, give me the goods. Fine tunes, fast. Okay, so very large images are scaled down to fit aspect ratios around 1024. Style LORAs avoid datasets where certain elements dominate. Look at this. For characters, use the subject in different settings, facial expressions, and backgrounds. All great advice. For character LORAs, avoid different haircuts or ages, and showing hands a lot in face framing. Yeah. Does it tell you anything about how they do it? No. Aww. I thought they would tell us more about it, like, hey, this is what we did. But no. All I know is it runs on 8 H100s, which is pretty nice. I did notice there are options here. Let me just duplicate. It's sort of like delicate because I'm paying for it and it hasn't started yet, but when it does start it will finish very quickly. So what's this? Python. Pip install replicate, use token, la-di-dee-dee-doo. This? No. Are you kidding me? That's actually crazy. I mean, look, you're paying these guys, right? So pip install replicate export with your token that you get, obviously, and then in the trainer you just use that. That's crazy. Import replicate, done. I just like looking at how everyone's doing it, you know, because it's sort of like with vibe coding we could probably make an Electron app which you put your key into and then you can train it on the desktop like that, because I'm just looking for convenience at this point. It's a pain in the ass. I don't care if I have to pay, and I want to give people alternatives to this, because this is convenient, you get great results. And I know that people have been having problems because, well, just recently there have been some problems, like, so if you don't actually have credit, a lot of people can't buy it or weren't able to buy it for a while. I'm sure they'll fix it, but, you know, maybe it's fixed already. Let's have a look. I mean, it looks like you can buy it now again. I don't know. Anyway, let me know. But yeah, we're basically just going to wait. That's actually not a bad image. It is what I asked for. So change the seed. What's this? Go fast. Wait, what? Hang on. I can... Oh. You can say 1 or 0.25. Yeah, great. Extra long. Oh, you can put another LORA in. Ooh. So, like, I could use my other LORA at the same time. What's go fast? Currently FP8. Disabled to run in BF16. Wouldn't that make it slower though? I don't know. It's not like it's really slow. But yeah, we're running FP8. At least we could figure that much out. Look at all this for running inference. Again. Do you know what I mean? We could just be running that in our... Wait, hang on. There's Node.js here. So I could just give this Node.js to... I'm just thinking. Because I'm thinking right now, like, doesn't this mean that you could make an app which you could just put the key in? You could have your key, right? You could put your key in and then it could have, you know, settings. And then you've basically got a desktop app that generates, and you don't need a GPU, you just have an account with Replicate. I mean, clearly that's what it's for, right? Do you know what's something I noticed the other day? Some of these websites now, they have a new button which is like copy page for LLM. Literally. So you literally hit a button and it will copy all of the stuff that you need to give to the LLM to do the thing. I love this. We're going to have a little crack at that in a bit, I think, just for fun. Maybe that's what our little hypership thing is. A password protected. But then it's like, do I want to make a web app? Or do I want to make a little Electron prototype? Maybe we'll make a little Electron prototype first, because I can do that with Claude's in the old Viz code. But anyway, we're getting sidetracked. Let's dive into some of these new models. So I stealth released version 2 because it was an experiment with rank 16.2. Yeah, it's 16.2, not 32.0 or whatever the default is, okay? So we were doing an experiment to see what would happen, and I don't know if I really liked it. It made a lot of hallucinations, but it was more detailed in a way, but it wasn't my stuff. It was just the same style, which it is a style model, so that's what we want, but it's like it seems to be trying to do the same stuff, so maybe it's a bit more elastic, you know. The next one is rank 64, so we went up the other way, so it does mean that it'll make like all kinds of crazy stuff actually. But I don't know. I think the original is actually closest to the ground truth, what was trained. This is, funnily enough, so just training it with a token was actually like the best way to just, but there's a lot of hallucination in this. It doesn't know the difference between the cars, colors, anything really. V1 was an attempt to make the captions better. It worked, but the cars just kind of blend into the same thing. So they were two completely different cars. So it never learned that. The V2 also experimented, V1 experimented with, I've written it all down here anyway, if you want to get into it. But we put the latest version at the top, and then the version 1, which describes what the cars are. Okay, and then I think the V2 was an experiment, not only in the making it shorter, but we tried to assign token triggers to the cars, and it kind of worked, it kind of didn't work. I mean, it's alright, but I don't know. Sorry, yeah, this one. I think it kind of worked, but you'd get a lot of weird stuff. So it worked and it didn't. Do you know what I mean? It kind of worked and it kind of broke it. So we end up with version 3. So they're both out. Version 3 is awesome, by the way. It's the best one I made so far. Like in terms of just like quality, like the output, some of them are really good. Very natural camera movement and just like racing scenes. You can probably prompt it with all types of different cars and colors. I just haven't had a chance to test it. Same with Gunsai, which was the next model. Now, initially, I wasn't going to release it because I was like, it's a bit like... But to be fair, it doesn't look anything like the... You know what I mean? I'm happy it's not just reproducing some other guy's YouTube footage. It's not doing that. It wasn't able to learn it well enough. And this is one of the reasons why I did it. Because you can tell immediately that these images, these videos aren't like... They don't look like what was trained. It's the same thing, and even sometimes the interior of the car looks similar, but it's also different enough that it was a successful style train, not, you know, a photocopy, because video training is getting so good that I didn't want to do you know what I mean? I'm not trying to like just take someone's content and turn it into an infinite generator. That wasn't it. I wanted to teach the AI, and look at him go. Look at him go. He's doing a great job. He's taking corners. Sometimes the steering wheel even goes the right way. And it can make these race scenes. You can prompt whether there's a car in front of him or not. You know, you've got like control over various things. The steering wheel bends sometimes, and sometimes he's on the wrong side of the car. Like it goes left-hand drive. But I started having the most success when I backed off the CFG just a touch. Like 6.5 instead of 7 or whatever it was. Or I forget, 7.5 instead of 8. I don't know. Just tweaking the CFG a little bit. It'll make it less like the LORA, but the style of the motion is what we were training. I wasn't, you know what I mean? I'm not trying to make it look like... I was trying to teach it this. Just race footage, chase footage. Oh God, look at this. Physics melting right turns. Had to include that one. Oh yeah, the other thing is the recipe that I ended up with actually completes at Epoch 1. So, yeah, it's a bit of a strange formula. I still need to make it better. I think you can train either better quality. Does his wheel come off? Does the steering wheel come off halfway through? Just at the beginning. It's probably because in the video you see the guy put his wheel on. So it's learned, now I'm going to have to cut that scene out, aren't I? So I cut a lot of things out. The guy's car broke down at one point and he had to be towed, so I cut that out. And also when he had the camera on the other side of the car, because I didn't want to confuse the you know, because it's already doing well enough. But yeah, this was like, you know, the culmination of a... Because we did all... I took everything that we demonstrated from the first... the one we looked at first, into this one from the get-go. So, you know... you could probably do like a... It's probably like a V2 where I could make the captions even better. Yeah, look at that. See, that's the low CFG. It's not perfect, but it can be a bit more lifelike. I love the fake GPS as well. It's great. This fake camera. I don't know what it is. It's because of the captions. The captions need to be simplified. They were saying a whole bunch of weird stuff like, oh, this guy's got all this safety equipment, and yeah. So every single video you see, he's got like a complete... Look at this. There's a guy on the left who's changing the... Look at this. The guy is changing... He's just got so many buttons. It's like they're in a Apache longbow or something. Like, what's going on? But those are the things I included all of the results. So yeah, go ahead and check that one out. There's V1, E1, which just came out. I don't think there's going to be an E2 because I think it's cooked. If I just take a look at the training here, you can take a little look. This is the Epoch 1 was finished like last night. I think this is like froze. But to be honest, Epoch 1 was fine, so put it out. If anything, it's an early. Might try to retrain it, you know what I mean? But yeah, so that's where we're at on training all these beautiful video models. But now I've got a little thing going on, because obviously... Oh, did it? No, it's still... Okay, it's still creating. Okay, we'll just forget about this guy for a minute. What have we got here? VO, Flux context. I think I killed my active window. No, that's something else. Right. So how about we grab ourselves a little Flux workflow real quick. Just take like the most basic one I got from last year. Oh, Flux Photo Shift LORA review. What's that? Uh-oh. Huh? What's this? Oh, wow, this must be ancient. Okay, well, we'll get rid of all that. And that was feeding something. Input 2, maybe? Well, how about I don't want to do any image to image and just make this easier for myself. Ah, yes. I see what we're doing. Aha, the brains of the whole thing. What's all this nonsense? Right, okay, so we've got the empty latent, and then we've got a switch for width and height, but there is now only one. There's your denoise. Okay, we don't need to worry about that. Where's that going? It's going there. That's going there. Cool. I didn't half like to spread things out, did I, back then? I know I did just delete a load of stuff, but still. Yeah. Get rid of that. Okay, so we're using an automatic prompt, so get rid of that. No upscaler. Photo remix. Let's call it test. Test. Subfolder output flux. What? Output? Oh man. Right, okay. Put that there. Alright, so then we got the prompt. We've got a bit of string painting for no reason. Okay, so let's get the files. Yes, so anyway, when you download from Replicate, it comes in a tar file. I use 7Z and I extract them to... How? How does that, how? It's giving me cryptic. What are you talking about? There's already a file called that. I'm just going to say yes. Weird. Weird computer things. Okay, so there we go. We got a Flux LORA. Let's just give it a rename. So I'm going to call these ones the Fast Edition, for lack of a better term. Just going to call them that. They will be forever known as the fast versions. Oh yeah. Wait, no, not that one. That one. Okay. LORA's. Yeah, it should go in testing first. Let's make a fast folder. Okay, and next. GKG Rifleman. Fast, yeah. Cool. So far, so good. KXK, Thora, Anime, Fast. Oh, V3. She gets the long name. Be a shame if they don't run in comfy, wouldn't it? That's why I thought, yeah, let's just make sure they actually work, right? I mean, I've seen them work on their platform, but we've had these problems before. Right? Okay, so we've got our models. Now I'm going to assume that the captions didn't change, even though they do sometimes auto-caption your model when they said they won't, but they do. So we'll have to be aware of that. But at least the trigger will be preserved. It did say that it'll use your captions if they're in there, and they were, so that's where I'm yeah, what's this? Ooh, silly. Oh yeah, by the way, you know how my nodes kept disappearing? The cause for that was actually the Python GOS custom scripts. You just had to delete it and then reinstall it, and the problem went away. Okay, so now we've got the new stuff. I've got Thora main sneaking, so I may as well just go straight into that one. So let's call this one testing, and then the project name will be LORA V3 Fast. I hope it is V3. I think it is V3. Because there's a LORA Lite V2. It's probably under KXK. Fast, there we go. KXK LORA. Alright, finally. So for some reason I'm running FLUX Schnell right now. Like just default Schnell, so I fixed seed as well. That's interesting. Alright, let's see it. Uh-oh. It's missing. Okay. What else have we got here? We got FLUX. Oh, we got FLUX Dev. We'll just use that one for now. Just use FLUX Dev. Have I got to change the steps and everything? Probably. Hold up. 20 steps. God, that's a lot. But it'd be for FLUX Dev probably 28. And then 3.5, we have that already. Okay, so yeah, everything else is already set. Alright, save it. Go. Let's see, what's everyone saying? A higher step than vague coding tins, for example. Well, do you know what? It's funny, I was thinking about this. It might be possible to build an application like Claude into an agent that's running tins. So then the software is built around the coding agent, rather than trying to get a coding agent to make the software. Actually build the coding agent into the software at runtime. So if it needs to do anything, it can. Or it can be told to. So it's like the program is actually generating things which then stay there forever. So it's like, it's not really self-creating, but it grows like a plant. So every time a human comes in and does something, it's kind of like whatever they shape crystallizes. And then obviously a human can come along and chop those branches off. You know, you can prune it. But it doesn't grow on its own necessarily. Although it's only one step away from it growing on its own. But I'll talk more about that when I actually have a prototype working, because I got it working, but then it was having like technical problems, like website stuff. Like, oh, I can't find this page, and it's like the link's slightly wrong, and I'm just like, meh. So the concept works. I should have said CPU, shouldn't I? Oh well. It always runs better if you do. Okay, so this will be the first one. This is the LORA anime. It's going to be main sneaking prompt. Should be good. Let me see now. Oh yeah! To do a little test for the deep research. Have you ever heard of a show called Sharp? Did you know there were 16 TV movies starring Sean Bean, set, or should I say based, in the Napoleonic Wars? Kind of crazy. I didn't know that. I thought there was like a couple. Turns out there's 16. They're all like over an hour and a half long. Proper movie length, yeah? But anyway, I said, make me a chronology of all the movies. Then I said, cross-reference it with history. Then I said, tell me a bunch of actors, what they went on to do. Interweave, right? Interwove it all with a bunch of stuff. And it turns out Daniel Craig, who's James Bond, obviously, was in this show. So was Mark Strong. There's a whole bunch of people I didn't even know. I was like, what? Because they're actually so young, you can just barely recognize them. But yeah, anyway, it did this whole big article for me. And I even programmed it to do a bunch of these, look, cultural asides. Look at this, 25-year-old Paul Bettany went on to become the voice of Jarvis and Vision. So Paul Bettany was in it. It's crazy. Like, you don't realise who they are because they're so young. It's like a 96-ish era. And also, like, you know, a lot of the scenes that they're doing are basically the same. Like Sean Bean with a sword. Sean Bean with a, you know, sneaking about in a dark uniform. It's pretty cool. But yeah, like I said, it identified a bunch of stuff because obviously he was 006 in GoldenEye, which is like literally around the same time as these TV movies were coming out. It's quite funny. So he was like in a Hollywood movie, and then he was still, you know, still doing the sharp stuff. Anyway, but I don't even really watch them. You know what I mean? I'm not a sharp expert or anything, but I just thought it was an interesting sort of test case for, you know, we've been talking about using LLMs to write articles, right? And so every now and then I'll try a new technique to actually write and publish one, and then this is one of them. So I didn't use Uno on it though. This is a raw output. But if you ever see AI, you know, if you ever see a publish, it's like worse than this. They could have done better just by using Claude. So let's see. Have we got anywhere? We're still training over here. That's okay. What about images? Are we still loading? Oh no, not this again. Just when everything was working. Do we have to get the stopwatch out again? Are we back there? Is that where I'm at? How did we fix that in the end? He's on the clock. Sometimes this will charm it into working. Yes, I've seen this before. We can always try a Jajuff and CPU the clip. That's probably what I'm going to actually think about now. Okay, so what have I got? I've got a shuttle. Shuttle's good. Okay, and then we'll need to change this to 12. We'll give it a minute though. I bet it'll work now. Probably not. How annoying. Oh well. There's, you know, it does it every now and then. Equilibrium, yeah? Yeah, it's a good movie. I did some video to video with a few scenes from Equilibrium. It's incredibly hard to work with because the motion's so fast, which is a good thing. Why have I got two of these? Here we go. This happened before. It's always when I'm right in the middle of my backswing, guys. Talked about that. Oh, what, knee sliding and just shooting in every direction possible. Yeah, that was an interesting way to enter a room. Grammatron? No, that's Vascular Degamatron, one of our members. No, you're thinking about Gunkata. Yes, that was Equilibrium. By the way, if it takes more than 5 minutes, I'm just going to restart the computer. The only reason I haven't done it already is because this is still submitting. Technically, it hasn't started yet, so I don't want to interrupt that. But yeah, we are taking the mick a bit with this. It might just not work. It might just be like, you can't do that. Like trying to shove a coffin through a letterbox. And then over here, we've just got different issues. It's interesting though, because when I was using this last night, it was just flying. It wasn't like mucking about. It stopped like disappearing, all of the nodes and stuff. I did a full update with the torch and everything, and updated custom scripts, and that fixed everything. Well, it fixed everything except this. Wasting precious minutes. That moment when FLUX stops working. You know what I was saying the other day about, you know, sometimes it's not so bad to use an API because you just get the thing. You don't have to muck about with all this nonsense. Like, why is it taking 5 minutes when it should take 5 seconds? Damn it, this website's got a gun to my head. Because it's already charging me. Oh! Something started working, right. So, in that case, I gotta put it back to how it was so it doesn't change. There. Hopefully that doesn't upset him, because technically I just changed it there and back. Oh man, 600 seconds. God damn it. It's a good image though. Okay. No, not unchanged, just instant. There you go. Cool. I did not upset the pipeline. Finally. So KZK Thora V3 captions. We have them all here. Right now I'm using, like, what I did was I made a bunch of sub collections because there were so many captions in the model. The original model. See, what everybody's got, I think, is Thora Lite. And it... Oh no! Oh dear. It remains to be seen which version we actually have. So we got it on 4 to 5. I'm going to put it on 3 to 4. Might even go 2 to 3. Okay, so now we're getting more of the randomized stuff. Okay. That's not bad. Not bad at all. Ah. Okay, so, okay. She's a bit inconsistent though. Or she seems less consistent than usual. I'm not sure if that's the boost or... Yeah, see, it's kind of like a different chick. I mean, the quality is okay. The body shapes are a bit weird. Don't know where these sort of gauntlet gloves have come from, but it's doing its thing. It's doing its thing. Okay, well, we're just going to let a couple more of these cook while we're testing these new LORAs. Some of them have got very strange physiology. Very strange. It's acceptable though. I mean, it does look like it's Thora. But the style wanders a bit from anime to Disney a little, I think. But maybe I'm just being picky. The guns are... that gun quality is good. Extra fingers, good. Strange person in the background, don't know why. It's got the cosmic eyes. See, one of the things in the prompt is cosmic eyes, right? It's supposed to give a little bit more reflection and sparkle. That's working. Ah, see, now it's completely... that's not even anime. Well, I guess it is, but it's like a different decade of anime. Do you know what I mean? Like, anime's changed a lot since 1970. Okay? Now they're doing a lot with CGI and, like, hybrid. So, like, that looked like... do you see what I mean? It's, like, completely different. Well, I mean... it's like a different medium, right? It's gone from, like, drawn... well, it went... that last one was, like, hybrid 3D. Like, the hair looked drawn, but the face was way too 3D. Like, that is flat. That is back to 3D again. Do you know what I mean? Like, I know it's still drawn, but it's, like, kind of too photorealistic. I don't know. I'm not familiar with the style names. I'm sure there's, like, a name for this style, which... see what I mean? It's gone back to, like, cartoony again. Which is what it's supposed to be. There's no... oh, wait. To be fair, if this is the full set, it's probably got some images which are like that. So I can't really complain. Thora Light was curated much more tightly. But I wanted to try some bigger data sets to see if this... I think I might have broken it with 500 images. Because it doesn't seem to have started. Strange, we've got a car. Okay, well, you know, I mean... I think we're just about ready to move on to the next one. We've got 4 of these to test, so... I mean, that's close. I think that my LORA is more accurate to the ground truth, but this is making nice images, so... Exactly, yeah. It's the AI has become very obsessed with this sort of image, you know what I mean? Has a powerful or a heavy engrammatic weight. So what am I going to do? What I'm going to do is stop, change the LORA first, go for something else in the fast category. We'll do Sharona last, so let's do GKG Rifleman first. That's going to be the sketchiest one, I reckon. GKG Rifle Fast. Mostly because the captions are quite ropey on these. We kind of started this project, wrote the books, and then we wrote a shitload more books and did all of that. So, GKG. Oh, I've only got Scout and Soldier. Rifle. What? What's happened here? GKG Scout, GKG Soldier, no Rifleman. Well, that's a problem. Oh. Did I give it a different name? I think I didn't upload it because it was like, had obviously bad captions in it. Yeah. So what I'll do is I'll use, we'll skip that one. Yeah, we'll skip that one. Go straight on to the eval of Empire. I forgot about that. Oh well. So that would be 3MP1R3. Style fast. Okay, that's good. That's all looking good. So, yep. Okay, here we go. Oh, supposed to be a gun, I think. Ended up being something. It's kind of nice because I don't normally use Flux Dev. I'm normally all about the juffs and all that. Oh, it's too human. Fail. The actual backgrounds look pretty post-apocalyptic, though. It's kind of Doctor Who grade. No offense, Whovians. Let's see. Okay, that's better. You can't see any faces because the idea is they're a machine race. They don't have faces. They shouldn't have faces. If they do, they should look like porcelain. You know? Like a doll mask. Or like a Roman death mask. Take your pick. Okay, so we'll get away with it when it's just black. It's like a silly story that we wrote. It's kind of fun though. A mega cathedral. It's probably on top of a giant boat in the sky. Oh, there we go. Same one again. So it could be the prompt, because remember the prompts. This is the V0, and in the V0. We don't actually put a lot of information into the captions. So, or we don't put like 100% accuracy. So what we've done is we've used the caption route, which is usually the beginning with the trigger, few front-loaded style keys. And then we'll do a vision caption and then wrap it in like, oh, this appears to be science fiction or something. Okay. And then on the second pass, because we're going to do the second pass of Empire, maybe tonight, we don't know. We've got time. And that will eliminate a lot of the problems, because a lot of the problems with this is because it's not consistent. Like the curation is inconsistent because the vision stuff introduces a lot of variety. Like I bet you will find funny things like this appears to be a scene from a video game, Halo 3. I'm sure there's at least one of those. I'm not sure. You know, there's a couple of different data sets, but I want to look at the style data set. That seems to be the best one. That's this one. The only one that's been like fully done is the last one we're going to look at. That's the Sharona set. So in a minute, we're going to look at the Sharona fast train, and that data set is particularly clean. Okay, so we've got our giant hulking battleship with a bunch of army guys up there waiting, and they all appear to have robot heads for the most part. This is a win. I mean, it is what I wanted it to be. That's the concept. So then it becomes like getting the best images. I'll even take that, you know, that's fine. As long as I can't see human faces, because they're supposed to be, like I said, machines with robot heads, you know. But this is all very cool. Still a better game than Marathon, right? It's kind of funny, guys. I was like, Napoleonic space machine empire blockhead thing, giant whatever, go AI, and it's like, here you go. And at least I didn't steal from some poor guy in 2018, right? That surprised me, that did. It really did. Especially with all of the SVG stuff that we've been doing lately. You know, you can just get Python to generate icons. Poor guy. I hope they give him lots of money. You know? I don't normally talk about stuff off stream, but that was a good one, that was. Because I've always said, you know, Anyway. As an artist, you have to, that's the struggle, man. You do something good and someone might just take it. So, but the thing is, that guy, he can do more cool work now. So I hope he gets paid, is my, you know, that's my wish for that guy. This image is pretty consistent. There's no way it's hitting the exact same seed. Ah, it's because I've got it on fixed seed, right? So it hit the same prompt. It hit the same prompt. So I'll randomize the seed, stop that happening. One more. The petite body proportion might be a Napoleon keyword. Ha 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 ha. Maybe, could be. But yeah, this is pretty sick. I'm loving this, especially the backgrounds. Because remember, guys, this was always designed to be lossy. So when we give this to an upscaler and we use the right setup, it's going to come out even more detailed than this. Because I'm like a process guy. I think you should take what you're making and do more. You know what I mean? Do more with it. Are they wine bottles? They kind of look like wine bottles. Grenades, maybe? Well, time to move on. Sharona. V4 Fast. Now, this was the first one that I did. And I like to top off at a good position. There we go, RDM Sharona. It's on random. That's on fixed. What? We'll worry about that in a minute. It's probably not even important right now. Instant go. Did I press enter? Sometimes I don't press enter. Yeah, I did. Good. Sharona. And yeah. Okay. That's a good image though. Okay. So Sharona's our cave girl from the future. Don't ask. Things didn't go well. We wrote the first book. And then we spent like a week making this consistent character model. Now, it'd be interesting to see how consistent it is, considering we just did this fast train. So what I'm looking at, one, count the rocks, guys. See, remember the rocks? Remember how much I was getting annoyed with these things? So number one is how many of these rocks are there, because they're kind of like the most annoying thing. And also, how much her face, age, that kind of thing wanders. Also, the outfit, you know? Man, there's more of these giant cylindrical structures. I think we might have to, like, you know, we might have to do something about that. So, tonight's a bit of a curation session. I'm so glad you could join me. Let's have a look at this. Fernicar says, to think one could travel to the past and tell Japanese people, good work, your style will overtake generative AI image in the future. Keep it up. They were known for copying big eyes from Disney. Now anime manga is more popular than Disney style. Well, I think actually it's they're just European eyes. You know, they didn't use Asian eyes in their cartoons, which is kind of interesting because when you think about it, right, when you watch Disney, the eyes are exaggerated, aren't they? So in their cartoon, their eyes are exaggerated too, but less than ours. Do you see what I mean? It's kind of interesting. And I think the reason is because in reality, we all look through, you know, our eyelids. You know what I mean? We all squint through our eyelids a lot of the time. And with a cartoon, you want to be able to be like, oh, he's looking at him, you know, so you've got to be able to easily show. And so you have to kind of make things a little bit bigger on the screen. I don't know. I just think it's like a practical thing because you can't really draw emotion if everybody's squinting. Well, I bet you can, but you know what I mean. It's more challenging, especially if you're trying to do simple. You know what I mean? If you simplify the face, it becomes a cartoon, doesn't it? Like what a kid would draw. Just like a smiley, yeah, like an emoji smiley. But anyway. Puppy dog eyes? I mean, to be honest, whenever I think about, like, British cartoons, I think of, like, the Beano and the Dandy, which were, like, comics that went back to the war. And they were still knocking about when I was a kid. Like, they hadn't modernized, you know, they were still the same. Like, various characters, you know what I mean, in comics. And they were just, like, round. Maybe they had a top eyelid, so you could show if he's sleepy or blinking, or... Do you know what I mean? But it was like, typically it would just be a round eye, wouldn't it? Just a round eye with a dot where his eye is. Man, these rocks are so common. It's kind of annoying. It's the most annoying thing about this... It might just be the prompt, you know what I mean? All you have to do is actually prompt something, and then there'll be something there. And the pumpkins. Why pumpkins? Yeah. Pumpkins, why? But yeah, she looks vaguely Asian, but not... That is a bit more Asian than usual. It's not a problem, like I said. I'm trying to examine... Oh my gosh, we get two... We've got a flying Thora with a broken leg. See, that's correct. It's like vaguely Asian, Caucasian is what we were going for. Ethnically ambiguous. But we've got a face swapper for this character anyway, so it doesn't even matter. Why is there a tiny tank? Oh, she stood behind a tank. See, it was supposed to be like, you know, a rusty metal tank. Not a rusty metal tank. I hate English sometimes. Oh my god, it's a robot. Get away. So apart from the occasional broken thumb and her shoes looking way too good, and there being way too many of these giant spherical things everywhere. Apart from all that, see, that one's okay. That one's actually really good. Spear, well, her waist is a joke, is a shockingly wait, I never thought I'd complain about the narrowness of the waist, but that is just, where are her organs? She's got a rib cage, right? I swear, is she really that freaking thin in every image? That's shadow, right? Surely it doesn't think her body is like... See, that's not too bad. Do you know what I mean? I don't know. I just think sometimes the AI has got a few biases. And you're like, come on, man. But this is pretty good. It's rated PG for pretty good. You want the breeze block look back. Yeah, I know. For some reason, it's made everything into these spherical things. Scale problems it was servicing shouldn't be. Is it overtrained? No. I think that all it is right here. Let me show ya. So right now we're running test prompts, aren't we? Yeah. So what we're gonna do is we're gonna... Oh, okay. Right. Text box. Let's do this ourselves for a minute, shall we? Oh my goodness. Don't call her a freak. She's okay most days. Okay, so we now have the thing here. We don't need two of those, so we can get rid of that. Right, so let's just do a little bit of prompt engineering, shall we? So depiction of hunter thing, short white hair, vibrant orange thing, blah, da, 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 da. I want to talk about the background. So how about we do a little trick, right? So the background features a tall, bloody, blah, right? Yes. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to cut that out. And then I'm going to go back over here. In fact, take that off for a minute. And let's just make ourselves a thing here. So do that. Put that one there. And then whoop. Jungle punk house in the middle. Sometimes I surprise myself. So what we've got is we've got the wrapper the model expects. We've got a randomizer to go after the initial prompt. Okay. So that means... Oh, that one had nothing, by the way. It's catching up with me. Right. So that's what we're putting in first, which we can edit. That's the randomizer that goes in the middle, and then this is actually what's going in. So let's just zoom in more on this. Get a little bit of a thing going on here. Can I, like... Yeah, let's just do that and get even... Get bigger. And move her down a bit. Come down here, you swine. Okay. Hopefully that's partially readable. It's difficult because the scale and everything. I suppose what I could do is just jiggery pokery it a bit. So make that smaller maybe. I think it's always going to be... No matter what I do. That's about as big as it gets, ladies and gents. Insect overlords nailed the extra limbs feature. Aha, yeah, maybe we should introduce that for a couple of images. So let's see, what else could we do here? So hang on, a person... Ah, these are crap captions. What? It should just be from there. That should never have gotten through. Sitting on a ledge with their legs crossed. Right, we're just going to get rid of that. Yeah, get rid of it. Otherwise, she's always sitting down. I'm not doing that. Because we could say what we want there, but... We could also use control net with a random pose, but like I said, I'm not trying to do that. She's still sitting down. Surely not. Ah, okay, finally. Yoshitaka Amino's confused rendition of a vibrant jungle prunk treehouse. Colourful Jungle Village by Ian McQuay. Anthropomorphic thick wet jungle. Watercolor style graphic novel illustration detailed ink. Yeah. So that's Jungle Punk House. So now we've got us. We can do anything. Let's just shove Bakemono in there and skip whatever it was doing. So, what's that going to do? Oh my goodness. Raw photo of a Leviathan. Ancient trapped spirits made from blood, bone and shadow. Good luck. I don't think it's going to work. But it's going to try. Oh no. It's just round stuff. Try adding the desolate keyword. Yeah, it's in there. Let's find Cyber Society v0 captions. Oh my goodness. Well, that did something. It turned her into a Leviathan made of blood and bones. Oh dear. That's alright. That's pretty good. That's actually tight. Some kind of dragon thing. Tall tower with a curved top. What? I think that one's actually probably the coolest so far. Or one of the cooler. Okay, bit of cyber society, but without the LORA. Considering we have a control prompt set, it makes me wonder what does it look like to generate the backgrounds of cyber society, but then generate her with her LORA, you know? Oh my goodness. What's this? Cyber Ninja style. Alright, let's try Cyber Society V6, which was all about the prompts. It's pretty tight though. The uniform is very consistent. At least we got that done. Do you know what I mean? It's like quite resistant. Okay. Alright. Pretty funny. See what we got next. Not bad. Oh, now there's one which was that. This won't work, surely. Oh look, it's the Death Star. Don't tell me this is just the Death Star. Wouldn't that be funny? Oh, it's just Star Wars droid parts, guys. That's all it is. It's just Star Wars. Yeah, it's not. That doesn't. Oh, I don't know what's going on there. Let's put her in the 17th century, maybe. This is supposed to be abstract chaos. There's absolutely nothing. Absolutely nothing. It's just ignored it all. Okay. Okay, well, I mean, it made a big red spot, but, yeah, didn't really do much. We're just doing prompts at the moment. We're not mixing LORAs. I'm just doing prompt stuff. Yeah, it just says oil painting of a man wearing a hat and jacket. she just gets the hat. And it's messed up her tights or whatever those straps are. Okay. This one is made for this. DJZ S3 captions. It's probably a couple of years old now. A small classic. Oh look, she's waving with one hand is completely mashed, but she did manage to go high. I could cut it from the top. So it's pretty good. A jet in the sky in the background. A car driving down the road. Okay. I mean, yeah, we got the car, we got the jet. Alright, what's next? Dressed as an old man holding a light bulb. In watercolor. Wait, no, that's what it always was. So yeah, an old man holding a light bulb, apparently. Oh wow, we actually did get the old man. That's kind of crazy. Wait, do they all have the right number of fingers? I mean, it's like, cannot confirm if that's pinky or knee. Oh my god, she's got a twin sister now. This is not canon. Painting of a village on the shore, body of water with waves crashing in front of it. Things are going this well. I should give it a bit of Zenkai and see what happens. Because this is kind of tame. Group of people walking down a street in front of a tall building. Yeah, there's a lot of Let's go with NTTW full. That'll be confusing. Yeah, look at that. Paradise style. Scenery, cloud, no humans. Watercraft, crane, machine. You can see it's the old tagging system. Yeah, it's completely changed the time period. Do you know what I mean? Oh, do you want to go somewhere else? It's the same style though. You can still see these bloody rocks everywhere. Alright, let's try something a little bit more abstract. Haha, long legs. She suddenly got taller. What's the aspect ratio? 3 to 4. Lots of planes in the sky. That's a good image. That's using my DJZ on fire prompt. So it just says on fire style, fire, and a bunch of other stuff. Very basic. Fire. I mean, yeah, there's a little bit of fire under those rocks. If they're even rocks. Interesting. Yeah, it's making good art. It's making good art. Let's try CRW style. Which... Oh no, she's lost an arm. Freight train. Okay, there's going to be a train. Okay. Nice. There are no trains in Sharona, but we're just having fun mixing prompts right now. Oh, that's cool. I'm going to leave that on for a sec. Oh, that's a video prompt. Man, I've got so many prompt lists. No wonder I can't find anything. See, there's NTTWV66. Oh yeah, and put her in space. Man, this is some nut stuff. Weird rock sculptures with blood. She's got like four. Well, she got like 8 fingers. All's the better for chopping you up with. Okay, that's not bad. So we're getting a bit of the prompt influence in the background there, but the foreground is still super cooked. Do you know what? We got 2 ways out of it. Let me just try a couple of things here without touching the CFG for now. Oh my goodness. That's what I'm talking about. It looks cool. Just shame about the additional arms. Burn the pumpkins. Yeah, yeah. I still enjoy drawing, but it's more of a scratch pad for what I'm going to try and make with AI later. I do it the other way around. Even though I know traditional artists like to make it with AI and then draw it, I do it the other way around. There's nothing wrong with being a tracer. No, I like sketching, but I tell you what. Oh, interesting. So we've got like the futuristic architecture in the background. It's kind of cool. That's kind of crazy, actually. It's making some interesting images right now. That's supposed to be, I don't know, some kind of computer network. It's strange. This is good. Oh, yeah. Now you're talking. It's going to make... I've got loads of examples of stuff like this. I don't know about this bulbous stuff everywhere, but it's starting to look like that Labyrinth movie with David Bowie at the moment. This is kind of nice. Paradistro. The Paradistro prompts, of course. I mean, spoilers. That's where she ultimately will end up. So this is actually pretty cool. It's a shame. It's like a matrix of broken spherical. That's my fault. When I trained it with that word because I didn't have. Yeah. I could have done better, but I think what will happen is I'll take the best images from all of this and then add them to a new V5. Because then it's like, I think the problem is that there was just too many of this kind of wreckage. I even tried deleting it all. It's kind of funny. But that's the... See, it can do it. This is a great image, except... the bloody... Because when I do my upscale pass, I'll do a tiled upscale with the same LORA pipeline, everything. And it'll denoise very slightly. It'll fix the fingers. But the background is too... Look, it's the same rock everywhere. Same rock. It's the same rock. These are really cool, though. Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm. These are all top. Toyotaru started tracing Akira Toriyama Dragon Ball, and he's the current successor. I envy him. Well, the thing is, if you trace enough times, you don't need to trace anymore. It's kind of funny, isn't it? It's almost like repeats and steps and epochs is how you teach your brain. Yeah, it's all very similar to what we do with these machines. Very similar. Yes. It's not Hyborian enough, but that's my fault. There's, you know. If anything, it looks like that bit in the Matrix when Neo's blind. Everything's just nuked and melted and stuff. This is actually cooking pretty nicely right now. I'm not going to be dishonest. This is the nice combo. Should we see if we get anything else out of it? Because I know that I've got a whole bunch of different ones. I got Biosphere. Oh, and this isn't even... These aren't even video either. Okay, so... Let's try exterior. A little bit more hard sci-fi. Cancel what you're working on. Oh, well, good for him then. If they want to keep that style, if they want to keep that authentic design, and the guy is dead now, you've got to trace it. So I guess people have to just swallow that whole anti-tracing thing. Tracing's what happens. It's, you know, you have to do it. Especially if you're animating. God damn. Well, you want to draw frames by hand, you crazy? It's so insane. Some people actually do think that they draw every frame now. You know, they use interpolation for ages. What's it called? On 3s, on 5s, on 7s? Is that what it is? I forget now the terminology. I know it's on 3s. It's basically there's supposed to be three frames in between each keyframe. Or is it the third keyframe? So there'd be 2 in between. So interpolate 3. Oh, I love that. There's no purple in my model. Titanic brutalist intake valves emerge from the shell surface, their angular forms crafted from adaptive metal that flows like liquid machinery. I doubt we'll see any of that. Bioluminescent veins across the industrial landscape. Nope, didn't get none of that. I think actually it's describing the... a field of Titanic brutalist pylons rises from the shell surface. Wait. That's cool, but a brutalist metropolis that extends into the void. I mean, it does kinda. Massive conversion chambers. Kinda. I mean, do you know what? This is kind of funny. Rocks appear everywhere. Design everything out of rock shapes, and then it becomes part of the aesthetic of the world. Like, I couldn't get rid of it, so I just made it like the key thing. Like the guiding concept for the whole design of everything. Everything's gonna look like that one ugly rock I can't get rid of. But yeah, this is making some really interesting backgrounds. See, more varied backgrounds will actually like train better as well. Let's go for pristine. That's the next one. So she's in... Whoop. No. Now it's using the next thing. Yeah, the only complaint I had about this was it kept including these repeating rock structures a lot. Like, it got hold of that concept and just wouldn't let go. And I'm now at the point where I might just, to make room for the next version, actually delete every image sacrificially, you know, that has those rock structures. Look, it's even here. This is pretty good, though. An exact copy of Earth's boreal forest fills this section of the cell. Spoilers. You're not allowed to say that. That'll give the whole story away. Shoes look too new. My only complaint. I should have trained her with foot wraps or something. Oh yeah, the dragon's talking about... drawing, people that still draw everything. Oh wow, nice aurora, cool. Yeah, I actually agree, and I think that if you're good at drawing, and I mean really good, the price go up, because more and more people go to use AI, and if you don't use AI, it's going to become a selling point. So if you're good, you know, when you get a reputation and you don't use AI, you can sell a premium on the fact that it's not AI. Because there will be less people that can draw like that. There just will be. Because people are going to learn AI tools. You know? Just like people decide to use a computer instead. You know, it's the same. It's kind of like a logical thing to get to as well, really. Hands are a bit janky. Still got, you know, cursed rocks. But this is a really nice background. It's getting there. Still, look at the round structures everywhere. I mean, look. Maybe they're overgrown. Maybe it's the old civilization or whatever. But they're just a bit too common. I wouldn't mind one or two. This is really good. This one's really good. Wait. Okay. Legs a bit weird. Bit... Yeah. Too many hands, too many fingers. I like that though. She's standing on water. I guess it's frozen. Or it's congealed. This is actually a really good combo. Paradistro image pristine, sandwiched in between the lead. Because every prompt starts with that in the model. So if you have that, you'll get her. And then you can, obviously I've sandwiched the last part afterwards, but we're then just adding in another prompt list here. At the moment, image pristine. Tends to give, you know, biome type descriptions for the prompts. Now I could make this better by doing attention weighting for the individual parts of the prompt, but I haven't done that. I've just let it average the whole thing out at the moment. It seems to be doing okay. I usually only step in and do attention stuff if things aren't doing what I want. And this is fine. This is actually fine. Right, so next is the void chamber, which should be a little bit more interesting. So what was that? So it says, okay, preserved Saturn ring phenomena create luminous canopy across void chamber. Their patterns maintained by quantum stabilizers. Processing towers rise through layers of hydrocarbon-rich atmosphere, while industrial complexes float on artificial pressure gradients. Whatever that means. Because remember, I haven't given it the LORA. You know? Oh wait, there isn't even a LORA for this. This is lore. It's funny. There is no Paradistro LORA. Oh, I know why. It's far too large for me to even attempt. The technology doesn't actually exist yet. So... Oh, mate. I should have left it on Void Chamber. These are going to be great. That's Saturn's rings, apparently. After the planet's been eaten. What's the next one? Crystal-like barrier field materializes emergency drones. Oh, emergency drones. It loves that. Ah, the drones are spherical, guys. So maybe all those beat-up spheres everywhere are just broken drones. Why are there drones in a prehistoric world? What else have we got in the void chamber? Oh, there's a whole bunch. Wow. Giant spherical structure, guys. It loves giant spherical structure. I didn't realize how much it would become obsessed with it. Otherwise, I would have used a completely different term. So it's like, even when you don't use the term, they still appear. So when I said the heart of a Saturn chamber... Yeah, what's this? Flowing like mercury to form maintenance channels. It's way too abstract for it to understand what the hell I'm asking for. It's kind of like latching on to what it understands. It's almost like having a conversation in a bar where the guy can't really hear you. So you say all this and then you get him to tell you what he wrote and then you get this back. You know what I mean? It's kind of like that. He may not pay any attention to the words. He might be like, nah, I'm not feeling it. But the strong words and the words he knows, that got through the noise, as it were. These are cool. It's kind of interesting how bright it is here and how dark it is there. It's nice contrast with the stars in the sky. Almost makes it feel like they're moving a bit. Oh wow, that is an overgrown wall. I like that. But again, look at this. It's the same rock. They're literally identical. They are identical. Brothers. I like this giant stuff in the background with towering, you know, that's kind of cool. Very Matrix-ish. But I'm not sure about all that. This rubble is really letting the model down, man. I might actually have to go through and like, you know, actually in paint or something, like manually fix it all. This is getting on my nerves. Like everything has been infested with the spherical thing. So it's like, spent all the time getting the character to be perfectly reproducible and all. And then the backgrounds. So I smell a V5. I smell a V5 coming. Whoa! Why is she just casually walking away from... I don't even know what that is. Looks like a Death Star cannon or something. Boom. It's kind of fun though, even though it's like the annoying rock. It's like everything it does is either a pumpkin or an annoying rock. But this is starting to get close to... It's getting close to what I'm trying to do. Because it's so weird what it's doing. It's like... It doesn't match anything that it knows, is what I'm saying. Like, this is easy to do. Again. Bloody... It's always the same rock. There he is, look. Laughing at me. Yeah, exploding shit. Yeah, cool heroes don't look at explosions and all that. Yeah, these backgrounds are so good. Wow, the backgrounds are really good. That's one of the best ones so far. So this is Paradise Transition Zone. The boundary between industrial shell and a paradise shell. Living metal barrier performs perpetual transformation. Okay. Ah, it screwed her clothes and legs up. I'm going to take the boost back down. Just going to cancel it because I think I gave it a funked number at the end there. Have I got anything after transition zones? I think that's it. Yeah, that's it. Haha, we can't do that. Ooh. Zenkai Des. We'll see what it does. Not much. Glass device, a glass ball with a computer inside of it. Okay. Interesting. Glass device style glass ball with a computer inside of it. Okay. It's the randomizer at work, guys. I mean, she's a kid for some reason, but she's got a glass ball AI. It's like a hamster. It looks like a turd with a face. That's brilliant. In a glass ball. This is what AI will become, guys. This is what AI will become. So what's that one? Don't know. Milsim waifu style. This is an old one of mine. A woman with a gun standing in the desert. So this will be interesting. The next one coming up. I'm not sure what this one was. It only shows me what it's making. So you have to kind of read it in advance. No gun. I mean, I like the watercolor background effect though. It's like, listen to that. Neon show car. A car that's driving down the road in the night with a lot of smoke coming. So this is like a burnout. I made it like a burnout LORA ages ago. God knows what you're going to get. That's not bad. There's smoke coming out of the car. It looks more like the car's got a problem, but nice quality on the car, nice quality on the character. A few mistakes. She's wearing a long sleeve black thing for some reason, and black socks for some reason. Next one is ISO Japan style, model of a Japanese garden with a pond. Yeah, it hooks into that pretty good. And then a painting of a space marine standing in front of a full moon. See, I'm just throwing random stuff at it now to see how good this LORA is. Because it might be like really good at making the thing, but then like not flexible. Is she the space marine? I'm loving these border effects as well. These border effects we've been getting. Really cool. That's the moon, so I guess she's a space marine now. Standing in front of a bush with her hand on her head. Standing in front of a bush with her hand on her head. I'd say that's pretty good. Glitch samurai. Close-up of a statue of a man in armor. How's he going to do that with her as well? There's the bloody rock as well. Damn it. Oh, okay. It's kind of made statues in the background, but they're not really statues, but, you know. Good close-up. That's a good close-up. You don't normally get that close to her. And the fur looks good too, actually. Huh. Looks a little bit like a Mortal Kombat character to me sometimes. I don't know why. Oh, we got gatekeeper style. A man in a mask holding a stick in a library. Okay. Will it be her? I bet it'll be her. No library. No man. Feels overtrained. A little bit. Does a little bit. The only way to know and be fair is to swap back to the last version. So Sharona Car V3E9, which should be the same, but obviously not the same. Hold up. Run. Cancel. Cancel. Let's just change the project so we're like V4E9 because I want something to compare it with, right? And then that should be the test. Oh my god. What's going on? Cyber Ghetto style. Okay. That mask has got the stupidest eyes. Okay, Cyber Ghetto, apparently. I just want to get a contrast now. Do you know what I mean? Use the same setup. Obviously, we're using a prompt randomizer. But I just want to see the difference. Excuse me? Astral... Excuse me? Hello, Thora. Not Thora. Sharona. I get confused. This is actress number 2 from Scuffed Epoch. Currently in the Cave Girl outfit. It's not very Cave Girl when I now look at it again, but that's the best you can do, right? That's... okay. Woman style black and white photo of a ballerina. Oh, okay. It's hitting some weird prompts at the moment. They're pretty good though. I mean, the character's face is correct. What the hell's going on here? It does occasionally get a bit more Asian than, but then we have a, like I said, we have a face model for swapping her back if she, if you get a really nice image and it's like not quite right. It's all about the eyes, you know. Okay, look at this. So it's just straight up plopping the character into whatever you want. I wonder if I've got anything other, because Desu is like my big style randomization model. But it's a 2.1 and 1.5 LORA. 350 styles in one LORA. So the most fun was Paradistro so far. It's interesting. It's interesting. What? Let's put her in an airship. See what happens. Well. Okay, so we're gonna go. Wait, what? How's that gonna work? Okay, well, good luck. I don't know what it's going to do. Well, that doesn't look like a good view. That looks like not a good place to be. It's like made her lean on the airship. Like it's tiny. Oh, bendy knees, bendy knees. It's making some cool stuff though. It's trying to make airships, but it's also trying to make the interior. So this is supposed to be the interior of an airship. Obviously it's just a prompt, no LORA mixing here. Okay, we got inside something. I feel like trying Thora again. What about... Can't do shooting. Sneaking. Yeah. Let's try sneaking. So, wrong LORA. Oh my goodness. Now that's a backpack. Thora and the invisible airship. Looks like the Death Star throne room. Yeah, it's kind of nice. The way it breaks up the circle into all those little... She eating a Twinkie? It somehow managed to keep her outfit relatively consistent for the whole test, which I'm quite happy with. Now obviously this is my version. This is my version that took hours and hours to train. Could you tell the difference? I mean, maybe my hands make less mistakes, but it's not every time or anything. The best one that we did was the biomes from Paradistro. So that would probably be... Oh, okay, we never even tried Biosphere. Let's try that. Yeah. Body proportions are causing some strange loincloth length issues here. Okay. Inside a wetland biosphere simulation. Okay. Let's see. what that looks like. Isn't that what that is? No, surely not. That's a good image. Probably one of the better ones. Whoa, close up. Extreme close up. It's like her eyes colours. Did her eyes change colour? Or she always had brown eyes? I forget. I mean, Biosphere is okay, but it's not as good as the pristine one that we were looking at before. Gen, let's try Paradistro Gen as well. I do like these with the sort of, I don't know, it kind of looks prehistoric, but it kind of isn't, because it's like clearly nuked rubble. And, you know, but it's kind of gone back to a prehistoric state almost. See, if it looked a bit more like ancient ruins or eroded rubble, that would be fine. But it kind of just decided to go with these structures. I think it's just whatever the concept was too strong. And, yeah. Can you see the lines going down from my it's like there's some artifacting which has been trained into the model from my tiled upscaler. You can see the sometimes you can see the vertical lines in things. But not in everything. See, that's good. That's good. I like that because it's like, what the hell is all what's all this? Now it's like cool. Fantastic. It's fantastic. It's something. So we'll leave it on Paradistro Gen for a bit. I couldn't decide whether the character gets to find out about her world until book 3 or book 2. I don't want to rush it. You know? I don't want to rush it. I want to let it take its time. So like the first book, she won't even meet anyone. A nice little get to know Sharona story. Oh my goodness me, what is this? This is not allowed. Somebody get Flux on the phone. It's like a bit too edgy. Okay, we're back to normal. It's not broken. I don't know what that was. It was like a weird Disney thing just came out of my Flux. Okay. Very strange. But yeah, this is what I trained, and this is what 99.9% of every image has been tonight. But you know, that's the live show for you. Okay, let's go for barrier interface again. It is diversifying the images, but I think what I'm going to end up doing is a little bit of airbrushing. I'll just turn these into something else, guys. I think that's what I'll end up. It'll be a bit of a Flux fill mission. Edit the data set, because it's nearly finished. I reckon it could be actually like perfected if I just saw these rocks that appear everywhere. And I know which images it's doing it as well. Okay, barrier interface is looking pretty post-event so far. That's not bad. Image exterior. Nah, I'm just going to go straight to pristine. I think pristine was one of the best ones. Did I do anything else? Nah, that's all video stuff. There's so many video things in here as well. Yeah. This is nice though. But again, look at how much it uses that one feature to do everything. Like, I never realized how much it will lean on a crutch once it becomes obsessed with a thing. It's a useful thing because we can teach concepts easily, but it's also nasty because it's kind of like, it's borderline dead-ending this for me, because every time it makes a rock or a big spherical anything, it looks like that. You know, not much I can do. Probably be a big curation session coming up for the V5. But yeah, like I said, this is nearly done now. It's like, what else is there? What else is there? Injecting cyber society into it for fun? Yeah. Let's do it. We've only got 4 minutes left. Should we do see all these different things? I don't really want to chain it. Use the RG3. So what do we want? We want Sharona. I want the new one, not the one I'm, because right now we're, yeah. I want the new one, V4 fast. And if I put this one to like 0.7 and then get the cyber society. Yeah, I reckon E8. Okay. Okay, cool. Cancel. Apart from the weird proportions that are happening here, like, where's her spine? You notice how sometimes she has like a long torso and other times she doesn't. Like, it's like she's trying to walk up a hill but she's not leaning forward, so it doesn't make sense. She's got the upper body of a standing pose. Oh, bloody hell. Okay, I think it's working, guys. All right, hang on. Let's up that strength. I want more power. Let's put them both to 0.9. Haha, that's not bad, actually. For a Cyber Society Sharona remix. Whoa, her face is getting super makeup. I reckon I'll turn Sharona down a bit. No, we'll give it a set. We'll give it a set. I got an yeah. Cyber side V6. There we go. That sealed the deal now. Oh. She's gotten a bit more Korean because of the influence that Cyber Society has a bunch of those sort of style stuff. She might get extra arms if we're lucky. And certainly her hands are going to be worse because the robots in Cyber Society don't even have hands, so extra fingers are almost guaranteed. We'll probably get some extra arms too. Oh yeah, look at that. It's figured out the clouds and everything. Lovely, lovely. Because it's doing so well, I think we're going to go 1.0 on the... Let's just go 1.0 on both of them, guys. I think they're playing nice. There it is, Sharona in Cyber Society. Not even upscaled yet. I might just leave this on actually for the next couple of hours. It's gonna have fun with that. She's even found the helmet, look. I love it. Kind of a little bit of asymmetry, but hey. The twins are back. I wonder if it's worth switching to 16 to 9, because these are pretty cinematic. All of them. It's turned my rocks into robot heads and stuff as well on the looks of it. Okay, maybe we'll turn... We got to figure that out. Hang on. I wish I had blocks. If I had the blocks, I could turn down just specific ones and keep the style high, but then keep everything here as well. I think we'll have to turn down... Maybe turn that down to 0.9. It's not too bad. It's just a little bit weird. It's making her head weird. But other than that, this is awesome. It looks great. Yeah, I think after the next one it is going to be... I'm going to go to 30 steps as well, just in case. It's not a bad idea. 16 to 9, everyone. Let's go. Do I want to push that up again? I'm going to split... I'm going to do something I rarely do. I'm going to go one at 1.0 base and max 1.5 and see what happens. I think it's better to move them together, but I always like to challenge my assumptions. Maybe I'm wrong. Put it to the test. I think we'll know by the next one. Drift, my friend, thinks that if you have 2 LORAs, you cannot have the combined strength greater than 1. I do not believe this. It's true. Some people say, "Oh man, I get to do it. Let's go. I get to explain stuff with visual aids." And tonight, I'm going to bring in the billion-dollar piece of software that is Microsoft Paint. So, this is why, and I'm going to tell you why now. Alright, so the red blob, this is so easy as well. Once you figure it out, you're like, oh, it makes sense. So the red blob, oh wow, we've got a slider here now. That's actually useful. So the red blob, in fact, let's just divide the screen down the middle, okay? So 1, 2, this is 2 different LORAs. The neural net for the memory of 2 different LORA, right? So if I decide I'm going to train a concept called woman and dress, yeah? And then this already trained a woman and a dress, but a dog, okay, and a cat. Cat, dog. So this LORA trained a person and her dog or cat, right? Now, if you load both of these LORAs together, these are different. They can load together. These are the same. They collide. Okay? So, which one is it? The model has to figure out which one is which. So, Without classifiers, proper classifiers or triggers, the concepts collide and destroy each other, leading to model collapse. Yeah? Meanwhile, cat and doggo are fine because they're totally separate. Does that make sense? So it's not even about LORA strength at all. It's about what you're trying to merge together. If you want to merge clothing with people, that's a tick. If you want to merge woman with blonde hair with woman with blonde hair, well, guess what? The model now has to argue with itself over what that even means. Confusion leads to collapse. It's really that simple, honestly. I've managed to load up like 6 LORAs at once. I'll admit that you do have to turn them down. When you add more LORAs, you do have to turn them down to balance out their effects. But not all LORAs are equal. Some of them naturally have a higher strength than others. And so you could turn it down to 0.1 and it's still the most influential thing, because it might be trained differently than the other ones. But right now we're running Thora, not Thora, Sharona. We're running Sharona, but there's a heavy influence from this because I wanted it to be really quite hard in the background, right? So the best, like I said, there are competing things going on here, yeah? So, like, the clothing of all the people in this LORA, it's mentioned, look. The image depicts a futuristic scene with a person in a spacesuit. So, like, but she's in her outfit. So, how does it put her in a spacesuit? You see what I mean? Sometimes it can't. But, I mean, you could argue that all the buildings are wearing spacesuits right now. But, yeah, a lot of this prompt is just going to get ignored. Let me see. So yeah, I'm just going to put it back to 1 and we're going to take this down though. I used to say 0.7 and 0.6 you could run 3 LORAs at once, but I don't know. I don't know. I tweak it, man. Yeah, now we've got, look at that. It's Sharona in Cyber Society. It's almost her face is almost unaffected. And as I said, I can swap it back. Whoa. Okay, I can't swap that face back. Sharona in the Cyber War. That's like book 6. Sharona in space. That outfit. What's going on with that outfit? Slider LORAs. Yes, yes. Oh, nice. Look at that knife. She's got an epic weapon now. She upgraded from her bronze dagger to something far more expensive and interesting. It's probably like Chekhov's gun. We'll mention it on page 2 and then it'll be really important at the end. Oh, she's nearly holding her gun. See, really, this model, it trains a particular way of drawing clothing and a particular way of drawing clouds, which I really liked. That's like the biggest thing about this. There's other aspects like the design of the armor for all of the soldiers in this, but that's so crazy that you get like a perfectly formed Sharona. Well, I say perfect, but you know. In this context is crazy for me. Should we do the latest? We'll do. What about the Cyber Ninja? No, not Cyber Ninja. Oh crap, that's what I did before, isn't it? Cyber V. What's right? So less complicated, please, but same model. So I'm using a prompt from the V0 of the model with the V66 version. Again, she's got a cool limited edition DLC knife. The mothership is often hanging in the background in Cyber Society. often. Okay. I mean, it did it. It did it. It's put her in Cyber Society armor, but it's kind of a bit weird. The face looks a bit like Star Wars. Oh, and now the armor's gone. And it looks like a Korean manga. That's not bad. Wait. I hate it when it does that. It's lost its place. Stupid thing. Now I've got to find it again. We'll do the... Where's the V0? Yeah. Oh, wow. That's cool. Bit of concept art there. She gets some kind of biological booster armor, huh? Does that say Sharona? Almost. Wait. Shh. Almost. It's so close. It almost says Sharona. For some reason, her face looks more like some kind of actress version. I can't name the name. But this is a famous face, I'm sure of it. Oh, told you the hands were going to get weird. I think we've got an interesting balance on our hands. Right, I changed it to the V00, which is like the original Cyber Society before any evolutions. So now what I want to do is put it back into, what is it, 3 to 4? No, yeah. Oh wow, nice robot. Oh damn, what if the rocks were robots all along? More spoilers. But yeah, that's cool. Nice little design. It's like a spider droid of some kind. Man. It's tough. Whoa, what? Oh yeah, we're going vertical. Oh, look at that. She's got the Cyber Society helmet and everything. That's so cool. Man, this is volume 3 material right here. How does she even go from being a cave woman to being part of the Cyber Society? How does that even happen? Oh my god. That's cool. A brain-controlled chair thing. Maybe. Picks you up by the headband. Like Palpatine. Oh wow, it's actually like starting to turn into an exoskeleton, guys. Kind of ominous. But yeah, this is the original art style. Ooh, I like that. The little details. They're coming straight out of Cyber Society, but it doesn't look like a load of mishmash. It's trying to make her a little bit more cyberpunk. The suit is intricately designed. The image is signed by J.D. Smith. Okay. Signed by IP Freely. Yes. Very good. Very good. So yeah, it's becoming a little bit more pop, if you know what I'm saying, like a pop sci-fi type version, you could say, of a sci-fi Sharona. Oh my, that is Cyber Society. I'm surprised she doesn't have extra arms. That's the first tentacle we've seen tonight. Very good. If you have block loader, you can turn off the blocks and then keep the strength up. Yes, true. And we probably will be looking at that more. We did look at it in the past, but not with FLUX. Because I want to keep the style, but not everything else. Oh, just the prompts will help me remake it? No, I'll find it. I know where. It's probably on a hard drive or in a folder somewhere. My archives are so ridiculous. I've lost more stuff. Well, in fact, it's not that. I can't find more stuff that I've made that is on my computer than what I can find. It's like a bloody data singularity in this machine. These are looking tight. The sci-fi upgrade for Sharona is actually pretty good. But then I'd be lying if it wasn't always the plan. She's part of my Paradistro universe, so even though it's presented as a prehistoric thing, it's far from it. It's super future. But we're just having a little bit of fun making merges right now. I actually think I could turn down 0.6, I think will work fine. Let's cancel this one and see how it comes out. I'm using 00, yep, with the new fast LORA train. Do you know what? Oh! It's finished. It took 10 minutes in the end. No way, guys. Wait a minute. Does that mean I could retrain my big model? Let's find out. Okay. NTTW style house. I'm not even going to think about it. House. Show me a house. That's random as well. There's at least 30 styles in this. Okay. Alright, let's get a full prompt from it. Because that's wild if that works. Let me just... need to find... Do you know what? We've got a thing, right? I just can't remember which button is which. I'll get used to it. Prompts. Not the true world. Right. Strato Citadel start. Oh crap. NTTW wasn't even in there. It's an outdated caption list. Right. So this probably isn't going to work, but if I'm lucky it will. Because the trigger isn't NTTW. So this will be a test really, because the captions are right. Okay. That's mine. Right. So it worked then. Hang on. See, I'm kind of pushing my luck here. Because... Right, this will be the one that sells it. Because this is such a weird looking image. I doubt, well, there's always a chance other people do the same thing as me, right? But that's half. Wait, okay, so that is mine, but it's kind of blended. Okay, so whatever LORA they're training can't separate concepts. So the reason I have this model, right, is to test a couple of things. There's actually like a whole bunch of different models in here. Let's just double check something that I haven't like introduced a new feature by. Yeah, let me just try this and see if it makes any difference. Because it might be I still need the new trigger even though it wasn't in the captions originally. Ah, dude, it's very similar. Oh man, it's very tough. It looks to me like, well, one, there's an error with the captions. That's number one. They should all have NTDW style at the beginning, and they don't. Paradise style. I mean, it is close, but it's kind of too detailed. It's too photographic. Do I have a style in here that's not photographic? 'Cause that should be able to. Cloud rig, off-world, water world, neo future, classic style. Yeah, that should look like a freaking oil painting or something. So we'll try it with the NTTW because apparently it needs that now. I forgot to put it in. Oh, see, we have sub-triggers for everything. I don't think... Nah, surely... yeah, what it's done is it's cooked everything into one concept. So I bet if I took away the classic style... Yeah. It's merged all of the styles together into one style, which is actually okay. That's not a bad thing. But it means you can't use them separately. It does mean it'll work as an architectural enhancer, though. Here, let me do something real quick. So how about we say, let's get the old thing and just be like, hey, make me thing. Make me prompt. Using words. But more detail. Oh, good. He gave me a prompt. Cool, cool, cool. Look at that. Look at that. He just wrote it better. More better. Make it more better. Oh yeah, we're still making these. These are coming out really cool, dude. Space Sharona. There we go. Try that one on for size. Let's see how this one comes out. Hey. Whoa. Cool. No seed. No seed, no seed, no seed. Let's get another one. So this has actually come out like a completely different thing. It's merged all of my different architectural styles together into this fantastical towers in the clouds, which is kind of cool because I'm doing an airship story anyway. So it is a sky world. Makes you wonder what the buildings are built on. But maybe just don't talk about it. All right. We ran out of time, so tomorrow we're going to take a look at Hypership, and we're going to be doing more curation. So we might even start early tomorrow, it being a Sunday, so watch the pings. Watch the pings, ladies and gentlemen. So thank you very much for joining me tonight. I had a great time checking out these new LORAs. Like I said, it's nice to be able to train in 4 minutes. I'd say that's a good deal. The LORAs that come out are good. You can use any model that you've built using, you know, my tutorials. You can just drag the zip file into Replicate, and the LORAs not only do everything that they were supposed to do, but they're not so hard trained that you can't do an artistic blend with another LORA or other prompts. We've been going through a little bit of an assault course for the old prompt engineering and workflow stuff. So like I said, I'm pretty happy that you can retrain a model on there in record time. Maybe you do a little bit of recaptioning, I don't know. But yeah, so there it is. It's nice to do a little focus on something like this every once in a while. We don't get enough time to make images with all the video stuff going on, and you know. So it was nice to spend a Saturday night just chilling out and checking out some new LORAs. All of these LORAs which we looked at tonight will be up on the Civitai shortly, because we had some problems here. It's funny, have a little bit of trouble with Civit immediately, training on another platform, like immediately, because the images are king. Don't lose your data set. Don't do it like me and put it on some hard drive and forget which one. Alright guys, that's it. Watch the pings. We'll be starting early tomorrow, like I say. So until next time, thanks for watching, everybody.